Good morning and Happy New Year 2020.
I can see perfectly now, just kidding. I'm not allowed to wear my glasses and really can't see a thing. Good morning, Lou. Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie.
Good to see you. So thankful that you're here, and thank you to KC Security for supporting the show and sponsoring us every single day. Did you party or what?
I'm very thankful. My body is very thankful that the holidays are over. Now I have to pretend that I eat well and that I take care of myself. This body is a temple, but for the last week, it's been a dirty, grungy basement that had nobody cared for in a long time.
It's been a dirty, grungy ditch.
Dirty, grungy, yeah. But now we gotta...
You do work out though, like you're constantly going to the
Not
gym.
this last week. No, kick up the feet.
Just a week? It's been a year or so for me.
Eat some extra buns, you know. Do your thing.
Buns?
Yeah.
Is that your thing?
Carbs. Well,
buns?
It's just, I had them last night. They were really good. Thanks, Grandma. I don't know if you're watching. Great.
Grandma, thank you.
Fantastic buns, but that was just the first thing on my mind. I'm still a little hungry, but I'm trying to tell myself my New Year's resolution this year is to try to eat healthier. My first meal of the New Year's was McDonald's, so we're not doing too well yet. But I'm trying, okay? It's not as easy as it sounds.
You know what I do? I always wait till like Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, today's Thursday.
Yeah, so you're good.
I can kick my feet right back up.
Right? Because it takes too long. It's too dramatic. Like to say on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day morning.
Okay.
You're hungover. You just want some KD.
Oh.
You're not going to eat KD? Come on.
Do you like KD?
Love KD.
I hate KD.
Do you?
Hate it. No ketchup in it. That doesn't save it.
I hate ketchup.
What about hot dogs in it? I know that's a common thing.
But you have to fry the hot dogs.
Okay.
You have to fry the wieners and then cut them up into the KD.
And would you put ketchup in it then?
No, never.
No?
No.
For people on Facebook, let us know what you think about Kraft Dinner. Because I tried it. I maybe liked it until I was 2. And ever since, I'll try it again.
No, huh? When I was in college, I used to put Cheese Whiz in it. Or do you like cheese?
I like cheese.
Do you like a spicy cheese or dark cheese or a Gouda? Try throwing some of that in there.
Just like with the already packaged cheese?
Put all that in, do it, and then just throw some other stuff in.
I'd be open-minded, but I don't think I'm going to be too hopeful.
Or make a KD sandwich with Grandma's buns. Right?
Don't ruin them for me.
Leave my grandma's buns alone.
I'm going to do a double check, like, there's no Kraft Dinner in here, right? She's going to look at me like, what, are you crazy?
What is wrong with you?
Sorry, I was just thinking about something else.
Boy, lots of huge weather stories in the city. Tons of people out of power.
For so long, too.
Yeah, it really sort of... You hear always about preparing for disasters and stuff, and how you should have 72 hours worth of stuff so that you can survive. And you always, 72 hours, come on. But you know what?
Right? I mean, so many tree branches are just falling down, taking those power lines out. And what are you going to do? Like, it's not like PUC's kicking their feet up. They're doing their due diligence, too.
They must be exhausted.
Yes.
And coming up in the newscast, the mayor actually thanks them, which I think is very nice.
Right.
But for us, I think I've been in Sault Ste. Marie for 31 years now. I don't think I've ever heard where we had to set up an emergency warming center. Maybe one other time.
No, that's the first I've ever heard of it too. But for me, my power was out for maybe 6 hours that first day, and I was writing like, "Dear Diary, I had to put my phone on airplane mode because I can't charge it. What am I gonna do? Hope is fading. This may be my last entry." And I closed it, and then the power came back on. So
boom!
I wasn't so heartbroken.
I didn't lose power for not a second. No.
Fun. I guess
I live in God's country. And I just say, my whole neighborhood.
Well, I mean, for the morning show, you have to be the priority because they go, we can't go. We need her full spirits ready to go. So we have to make sure her power's on.
That must be it.
But speaking on Christmas being over, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yes.
That gives me the worst PTSD flashbacks of working retail I have ever had. And I've just found out that it has now topped the charts. Number one.
First, it took her 30 years.
4 decades.
Yeah.
Number one.
4.
4 different decades. It was a number 1 hit. The first artist to ever do it. I guess we're not slowing down for 2030, are we, Mariah?
She redid it, from what I heard.
Really?
I heard, yeah, she redid a version of it because the original video is her romping through the snow and stuff. Yeah, apparently she redid it.
Oh, was it just the music video she redid, or did she redo
I
the whole
don't
song?
know.
Either way, just let it fizzle out, please, because
Mariah, like, look at her though. Seriously?
yeah.
Don't you wish Mrs. Claus looked like that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be complaining. I would just be like, let's not listen to your music.
Really? You look awesome, but I don't want to hear you.
Be seen and not heard?
Yeah,
exactly, right? Yeah.
So did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
I got everything I wanted.
Did you?
Except my private jet that I asked for, my Apache helicopter.
Oh, I got one.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm assuming just, mail's a little bit longer from now.
Mail's slow.
Yeah, don't worry, Santa. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah,
cool.
how's it going to fit all that in a sleigh, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Did you get everything you wanted?
I got everything and more. I was so lucky this Christmas. I just unbelievably thankful and blessed and appreciate everything. All my kids were home.
Awesome.
Yes, and
the grandbaby.
And the grandbaby.
Oh.
And so my daughters and I went to the show and watched Little Women.
And?
Well, my word. You need to see this movie.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure which way you were going.
I could tell. You were like, what's she going to do now?
I was waiting for you to be like, the director, fired, all the cast, gone. Good movie?
I read the book, and I was telling my daughters, I said, I remember how it affected me. It was one of the first books that, like, I'm a real reader.
Right.
It was one of the first books that really helped me to put myself in the situation, and like the imagination.
You can really see the story, right?
And I knew their personalities and stuff. This was brilliant. So good. And I was bawling. I was laughing. It was so good.
There's so many people that love the books.
Yes.
And once it gets adapted into film form, they just go, what did you do with this character and this story? This is nothing like it was supposed to be. Yeah. Pretty accurate, though?
Yeah. It was so well done.
What did you enjoy more?
I loved how it's such an old story, because the book is old.
When did it come out?
1940.
Okay.
Maybe? Yeah. So it's been around for a bit. I liked how it was an empowering women kind of story.
Right.
Way back then. Without being like bash you over the head with it.
Yeah, too in your face, shove the message down your throat kind of thing.
Yeah, like Jo was always struggling to be herself and an individual and stuff, and she ends up, I don't want to give it away, but...
So if you could only have the book or only have the movie?
The book.
Yeah, I figured that's what you'd go with too, right?
Like, yeah, definitely. But the movie was, and it's not the first rendition. Apparently there's 2 other renditions at least in movie form of the book.
Really?
And I didn't see either one of them.
Oh.
Audrey Hepburn was one.
Really?
No, Audrey? No. Which is the other Hepburn? Catherine. Catherine. The shaky, yeah. She
the nervous one.
The nervous one, yeah. She did the original, I believe. Yeah, but I hadn't seen either one of them, so I was just going in there blind, thinking, well, you know what? I love the book. This was awesome, and to see it with my 2 girls was awesome.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. You can kind of share something that you love so much with the daughters.
And I was sitting in the middle, and they were on either side, and I was bawling away, and they were both looking at me like. They were.
You good? You good?
Yeah,
and then they just kind of scoot a couple seats over. Yeah, we're not with her. I don't know.
Yeah,
Who's this crazy woman?
Just bawling.
Between laughing and crying, just switching back and forth.
She's a little hysterical. She didn't take her meds. We brought her out anyway.
We were doing it to be nice.
Yes, it is Christmas after all.
And now back and locked in the house again. Bye, Mom. Bye.
We have a great show coming up for you for our very first one of 2020, so please stay tuned.
past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and right now from Toronto I have a couple of cast members from the Mini Pops tour that's coming to Sault Ste. Marie on January the 18th. We've got Jazzy. Hello, Jazzy.
Hi.
And we've got Peyton. Hello, Peyton. You guys are kindly taking some time out of your busy rehearsal schedule to join us to talk about coming to Sault Ste. Marie. The name of this tour is what?
The Bright Lights concert.
The Bright Lights concert. What kind of music, Peyton, can we expect to hear when you come to Sault Ste. Marie?
You can hear all the newest songs by Shawn Mendes, Camila Cabello, who else?
Bruno Mars.
Yes.
Everyone.
So it is a really current, really pop music. That's why you're called the Mini Pops. Let me ask you a little bit about your background. Let's start with Jazzy. Where are you born and raised, Jazzy?
I'm from Aurora, Ontario.
I know where that is.
Really?
And you started off, as a young dancer, is that correct?
I started off with baby ballet, then I transitioned to competitive, and then when I was 6, I got into musical theater, and then I stopped around 8 years old, and when I was doing dance, I kind of balanced it out with gymnastics.
Oh, dance and gymnastics, and then you sort of went from musical theater more to pop. Let me ask you about your dance. You said you started in baby ballet. What other styles of dance did you study, including gymnastics?
Jazz, ballet, point,
wow.
Contemporary.
Holy smokes. When did you start singing then? Did you say when you were around 8 years old then?
I did voice lessons when I was 6.
Wow.
And I did it professionally when I was around 9 or 10.
So this is something you've obviously always, you were born to perform, I think, right? Now what about you, Peyton? How old are you right now?
I'm actually 12.
You're 12 years old, okay. And Jazzy, I think you're 13, you told me, right? And we spoke previously. So Peyton, what about your background, your training? When did you decide that you liked performing and how did you get involved?
Well, I've always had a passion for performing. I had a passion for performing a long time ago. I saw this show, this Broadway show, and I'm like, hey Dad, that's what I want to do when I'm older. And here I am now. I started doing it professionally 2 or 1 year ago, I think. Yeah.
About a year or two ago. Do you remember the show that you saw first that really inspired you? What was that show? Do you remember the name of it?
It was actually my old singing group. It was actually this place called JDL, and it stands for Josie De Leon School of Performing Arts.
Yes.
And school did this Broadway show, and they did Hairspray. I was
Oh my gosh, I love that show. Great musical. What was your favorite musical when you were doing stage musicals there, Jazzy?
High School Musical.
High School Musical, fantastic. So now, how did you get involved with Mini Pops? Were there auditions, and how did you hear about the auditions? Did an agent introduce you, or did your parents find it? Let's start with you, Jazzy.
Well, my agent got me into the audition process. I auditioned 3 times, and then 3rd time's the charm.
So the first couple times you didn't get in, but I was saying, we did talk before we went to the camera. Sometimes it isn't, people have to realize in the industry, right, it's not always about your talent level. Sometimes it's just about what the casting director is looking for at the time, whether it's a height or an age or a voice type. Is that true in the business, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Sometimes it's not even about your talent. It could just be even a look.
So you just don't give up. Is that the lesson you learned?
Peyton or me?
You, Jazzy. That's from having to audition 3 times. You obviously realize that sometimes you just have to just keep trying, right?
Yeah, you always keep on trying, and then one day you'll eventually get into it and get it.
And hey, how about you, Peyton? How did you come to become a Mini Pop?
Well, I saw the Mini Pop Kids on TV, and one of my closest friends was on it before. Her name's Cheryl, and she's the one who introduced it to me, and also my old JDL, that place, the same group. They also introduced me to the Mini Pop Kids, and I auditioned twice, and I got it the 2nd time, so that was really cool.
2nd time's the charm.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So how many of you are there in the cast?
9.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about the show and how that works. For instance, do each of you perform a solo number? Are they mostly group numbers? Are there smaller groups? Explain a little bit about how the show works. Let's give that one to Peyton.
Well, the show works like any other concert, but there's a lot of crowd interactions. We sing a lot of your favorite songs that are on the radio and stuff like that.
Do a daddy dance off, where we pull up 4 dads and they do a little dance off and they get a prize at the end.
You pull up 4 what?
4 dads.
No, that's got to be hysterical.
It's hilarious.
I'll bet. So do all 9 of you sing together all the time, or is it broken down over the course of the show?
It depends where we go. If it's really far, we will do 5. And then if it's like, I would say like in Ontario, probably, it would be like 9, the full cast.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, but what I want, in the show itself, when there's a song going on, are all 9 of you singing in the show at the same time, or are there numbers where there's less of you singing, or do each of you get a little solo? How does that work?
We sing together mostly on the choruses. But there's also solos in between that each of us get, and that's really cool.
I guess each of you gets a chance to shine, right? What's the rehearsal process like? You're in Toronto, you're getting ready for this tour. What's your day? What's a typical day like that's in rehearsal for you? Jazzy, you go ahead and answer that one.
We do some vocals, we do some dancing, we clean all of like the numbers that we do. It's like you have to put so much hard work into it, but once you like realize the finishing product, you're like so happy with it. I think at the end of the day, we all want to be happy with it, so we just like work our butts off and just like try and like present the performance in the best way we can. Hey
Peyton, how many hours is an average rehearsal or different kinds of rehearsals? I mean, do you do some days where they're shorter and some days longer? And what's a long day for you?
A long day is usually 8 hours.
Wow.
Usually 8. And sometimes they're back to back, so Saturday and then Sunday and then Monday.
Yeah, we get like mini breaks in between, just to have like a little snack, a little drink.
Right.
But other than that, we just push through the day and just try and get good work done.
It's a full-time job, really. If you're rehearsing 8 hours, that's a big day. Do you rehearse the show to take it away and then go back and fine-tune it, or would you be in rehearsal right now for this one particular Bright Lights show? Bright Lights, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rehearse this one Bright Lights show and then just go on the road? How does that work?
Well, actually, right now we are in rehearsal, and so we go through the full show, and then they take notes of what needs to be worked on, what was some of the strengths in the show, and then we take the corrections, we put it together, and
yeah, like there's other things like lines, like we have to say in the middle of songs, like, oh, this song is one of my favorite songs off the album, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little dialogue there. Hey, I have a question about balance in your lives. I mean, you're 13 and 12 years old. You're obviously going to school, and you have families. You may have other interests or other extracurricular activities, whether you're involved in sports or different community groups. How do you find it balancing these rehearsal days, going on tour, and maintaining all of that other stuff? Do you find that difficult, Peyton?
It's not that difficult. Obviously, it takes a lot of hard work and determination, but as soon as you start doing it, it's really fun to do it, so time flies. And sometimes, obviously, our teachers are very understanding and really supportive of our mini pop kids. And sometimes I'll ask for homework in advance so that I can do it on the road or at rehearsal or something like that. When I come back, I have it done.
Yeah, and it's also our second year doing it, so I think we're a little bit familiar with it. But I think when we started, I was nervous about getting work done. I don't know about you, but I think now we've got the hang of it, always getting on top of our work.
I gotta tell you, you two are I'm really impressed with how you presented yourselves here, and it sounds like you've got a great balance going on. You've got good heads on your shoulders. You obviously have a lot of talent. I got the chance to talk a little bit with your Mike, who is a mentor to you. I guess he works with you on vocals. Who's your choreographer?
Jamie Hodgins, and he's also the creative producer, and he handles a lot of the stuff with the same with Mike, and they do such an amazing job on putting the show together. And I think they
That's good. Yeah. Keep saying those nice things about the producers, because then they'll keep hiring you. That's a really that's a really good idea. So listen, you're coming. Have you been to Sault Ste. Marie before?
Not me. I haven't. I've never been.
Have you been here, Jazzy?
I think I went on a field trip when I was younger.
Okay, well, you're coming on January the 18th. It's going to be snowy, so dress warm. I've got to warn our Sault Ste. Marie audiences. We have a reputation, you guys, in Sault Ste. Marie for being a last-minute crowd. A lot of folks wait till the last minute to get their tickets, but I did a little bit of research, and I went online and I checked out the box office at Sault Community Theatre Centre, where you're performing here. It's about it's a little over 900-seat venue. It's a beautiful theatre. You're going to love it. But your tickets are selling like hotcakes. Almost the entire orchestra is already sold out. That's about 600 seats plus some into the balcony. So I'm going to tell our audience, if you're watching this and you want to see the Mini Pops on stage live in Sault Ste. Marie at the Theatre Centre, you better get down to the Station Mall box office or go online to saultctc.ca, that's SAULT, and purchase your tickets there. Tell me, kids, what kind of audiences, what's the audience reaction generally? Do you get kids up out of their seats dancing and singing along with you? Do you encourage that? Is there that kind of interaction? What can the audience expect from you here in Sault Ste. Marie?
Well, we do get them on their feet. We do some contests, and we throw out t-shirts, Mini Pop Kids t-shirts, get them up on their feet. We do a bunch of interactions, which I think is pretty cool, because not a lot of concerts have audience interactions.
Right. Do you get a lot of kids singing along? Do they sing along in the audience with you? Do you find that?
As a song would play, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh!" They're like, "Okay."
And
it's so cool.
Just before we go, Peyton, tell me about the VIP package that's available and what that entails. If someone purchases a VIP ticket, what do they get to do?
Well, at the end of the show, there's a VIP where we all go on stage or somewhere where you guys can take pictures with us in front of the banner, and you also get a free signed poster. And yeah.
And they get to chat with you.
Yeah, we can chat. They can ask us questions about the show. We ask them what might be their favorite song we performed, what was their favorite part, and it's just really fun to get to know the kids and seeing them in person instead of just them speaking to us on social media, Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well listen, I know you guys have to get back to rehearsal, so once again, I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us here on ONNTV's Mornings with Luann and Tim, and great good luck to you. I should say break a leg. Safe travels, enjoy your tour, and we'll see you here in Sault Ste. Marie on January the 18th. Okay, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you. And hey, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're pre-recording this back in December, which is why we're still decorated for Christmas here on the set. So happy holidays to you and to all the Mini Pops.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
I just learned something new. Lou goes, oh, winter chickens.
Winter chickens.
Audrey goes,
Our little pigeons.
Audrey goes, no, those are pigeons. Winter chickens. I am never calling a pigeon a pigeon again.
There you go. And in the summer, you can call them pigeons.
Pigeon?
Yeah,
Ooh,
see?
A little fancy.
Yes, you could get fancy.
So, with the World Junior season on right now, that's my favorite hockey of the world. So, I'm just
Is it? My son loves it.
yeah, it's just so quick. Like, you play a certain amount of games, then it's playoffs. If you win, you're in. If you lose, you're done for.
So, Canada, and that's the one that starts on Boxing Day.
Yes.
Okay, so Canada won their first game, and then lost to
Russia 6-0.
I remember hearing how they should be so
they ended up winning their division, so they're fine.
So that's good.
They got their best seed. They play Slovakia right after the show ends. Perfect. They know when to get their ratings.
Well,
that's not when we're on.
with him too.
Yeah, that's not when we're on. If they want the people watching, they'll have to work around our schedule,
work
right?
around us.
Right? I mean, we are the big draw. So.
Yes, we are, aren't we, though?
Sorry, TSN. But yeah, there they are. They're having a grand old time. But another really cool hockey story that's out right now is, Kyle Dubas, the general manager of Toronto Maple Leafs, our Sioux boy.
Yes.
Well, one of their players is from Russia, doesn't know really how to speak the English language, and had to go to a hospital in New Jersey. A skate came up and cut his wrist, cut his tendons and his arteries.
Josh!
So Kyle spent 3 days in the hospital with him just to make sure it's comfortable, bought him some stuff, went out, bought him some clothes, they watched soccer together.
Aww.
And it was actually Kyle's wife Shannon who said, if this was our son and he was over in Russia, you'd want the team to do the same thing. So I just thought that was such a nice, heartwarming story because
way to go, Sioux boy.
Right? I feel like it's gotta be so intimidating where you can understand the language but you can't speak it back to anyone.
Especially in a situation like that. He's young.
25, yeah. Or are we talking about Kyle Dubas?
No, the player.
Ilya Mikheyev, 25, yeah.
So,
first time in North America, too.
And I mean, people...
Yeah, it was bad. Lots of blood on the ice. It was really, really bad. Long recovery ahead. But I just thought that was so nice. Just going to hang out with him, telling him that you mean more than just being a hockey player and what you can do on the ice.
So good, especially so far away from home.
Right.
There was a penalty.
No, it was just a freak accident because
it was. This
is something that Don Cherry's actually been very open about and saying that the gloves need to come down farther because if a player falls and the skate comes up, there's been times that necks have gotten severed too. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Nobody's died though.
Wow.
Pretty
You
crazy.
sound disappointed.
No, by any means.
We're still waiting.
Yeah, depending on how tough your viewing is, you can go on YouTube and see.
So
some
did you
pretty quick
actually
accidents.
see it happen? And how did they handle that?
He immediately just went right off the ice. He just skated right off. Trainer came out, put something on it, and he went
so
right
he
to the
was
hospital.
still able to
skate, yeah, but it went just because the guy tripped up and accidents happen. So.
How would that not freak you out?
Yeah, especially where you have to go, okay, I'm not even in Toronto, the only place in North America I'm familiar with. Now I gotta go to a hospital in New Jersey. It's the holidays. I don't know if he wants to go back home for that. What a mess. But Kyle Dubas, you put...
What a sweet man.
Right?
Way to go and way to represent. Good for you for keeping everything in perspective. So do you have predictions on how it's going to go?
For the World Juniors? Wow. Like when I was younger, Canada was just kind of the powerhouse. They could win every single year over and over and over again. But hockey's really growing on a global scale, and now all these other teams are really, really good. I mean, I think I just saw Switzerland's playing, I want to say it's Russia right now. It might be another team, but like Switzerland's a pretty small country relative to Canada and to the States and stuff like that. They're really good. Germany this year, super small, not really into hockey as early as all the other teams.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see the teams growing, but stop beating Canada. I don't know if I can say that in a different other way. Good to see the sport grow.
Yes.
But stop beating Canada, especially 6-0, Russia. I did not like that.
Stop it.
I was very upset about that.
You know what? I was upset. I don't watch hockey.
Really? Do you watch the World Juniors? You said your son watches.
No, my son. No, it's his thing.
He's like, oh, okay, that's nice. That's good for them if they win. Oh, darn if they lose.
Yeah, but 6-0. I felt kind of bad too because every headline I was reading was not helpful. And I mean, you know what? Like, seriously,
people are really mean to those teenagers. They're really mean to those teenagers sometimes, especially like last year. There was a really disappointing year last year, and people just like, these guys are kids. Like, don't go on their social media and tweet them saying you're a bum, and that's putting it nicely, right?
Yeah.
What if you messed up at your job and you just had thousands of people on your Twitter? You suck. I mean, sometimes that does happen to me because
Well, you know what? Yeah, because I was going to say, just call Alex. He knows all about those kind of complaints. I have the news coming up. Should I just go?
Yeah, please, because
we'll go.
I'm off to a hot start for 2021. Thanks, Lou.
We'll be right back after this.
We will. We will. Okay.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades including installation are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Remove trees in the western areas of the Pea Patch, 5th Line, Schultz Road, and Great Northern Road yesterday. Line crews restored power to most of the Pea Patch with the exception of Pelican Drive. 5th Line, Schultz Road, and Great Northern Road were expected to be dealt with next. Forestry crews also worked in the Red Rock and Marshall Drive areas. The PUC says power has been restored to most areas, and as a result, the City of Sault Ste. Marie, in partnership with the Canadian Red Cross, decommissioned its warming center located at the Water Tower Inn. Any residents, though, that may continue to be affected by the power outage and that require assistance should contact the PUC. Mayor Christian Provenzano said that the situation will continue to be monitored and assistance will be provided to residents affected by the outage. The mayor thanked the public for their patience and in particular recognized everyone in the community who took the time to check in on and look after their neighbors. Police in Northern Ontario say they've charged a woman with murder and assault after she allegedly attacked a youth and a 59-year-old man. Police say the incident happened in Thunder Bay at about 7 a.m. yesterday. They say officers found the two victims injured inside a home. Investigators say the youth, whose age wasn't given, died in hospital, while the man was released from hospital later on in the day. 34-year-old Courtney Marie LaBelle is facing charges of second-degree murder and aggravated assault in that incident. Provincial police are reporting multiple fatalities in a single vehicle collision on Highway 17 in the west part of Greater Sudbury. The crash happened around 8:48 a.m. on New Year's Day when the vehicle struck a rock cut. OPP media officer Constable Michelle Coulombe confirmed to CBC News that 3 people in the car were killed and another 2 were injured. She says 2 passengers in the vehicle were pronounced dead at the scene, while another died later on in hospital. Coulombe says one of the passengers is in serious but stable condition, while another passenger in the vehicle suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The driver wasn't hurt. The identities of the victims won't be released by police until families are notified. Coulombe couldn't say if they were related. Police west of Toronto say they're looking for witnesses after a teenager was shot and killed just before the new year. Peel Regional Police say they responded to the incident just before midnight on New Year's Eve in Brampton. They've identified the victim as 17-year-old Jordan Henry of Brampton. Investigators say he died at the scene of the shooting. Police are trying to confirm whether the shooting happened outside of a house party. Ontario's police watchdog is investigating after officers allegedly shot and wounded a man in St. Catharines. The Special Investigations Unit says the incident happened on the afternoon of New Year's Eve when Niagara Regional Police officers arrived at a home where a man reportedly had a knife. The agency says the officers found the man and there was some sort of interaction between them. It says the officers then shot at him and he was hit several times. The SIU says the man was taken to hospital with serious injuries. The arm's length agency is automatically called in to investigate reports involving police where there has been death, serious injury, or allegations of sexual assault.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
welcome back. We have some sad news to talk about. Boy, it seems like it just keeps going. Bobby Christina Brown, who, of course, was Whitney Houston's daughter, died of an accidental overdose. Her fiance at the time was held civilly responsible. He passed away yesterday from a drug overdose.
As well, yeah.
30 years old. It's
when does it end?
Right? I don't know how. I can't imagine how he's been able to live with all of that. You know?
Not even a remote chance.
Right?
There's nothing that I've ever done that would ever be even close to that.
No, I can't imagine. So another loss, and so young, 30 years old. Such a shame. She has been gone for 40 years now already.
No way.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah. And there was a kind of a bit of a scuttle around them because Whitney sort of took him under her wing when he was like 12, basically adopted him.
Oh, really?
So the brother and sister, so there was all that kind of weirdness.
Thoughts going out, though. Of course.
Yes, absolutely. That's just such a shame.
But on a higher note, did you see how sick I was on that snow machine before we started this segment? Flying through the air.
Man, that helmet though.
Good thing. Because otherwise you would have known it wasn't me.
There you go. That was a great shot though, right?
That was. Mike, was that you? Was that you, Mike?
Was that you, Michael?
That was really good. Come on.
Yeah, it was, Michael.
Yeah, see? That was really
cool.
Way
to go. Typical Sault Ste. Marie winter weather shot.
Yes. At least we can make the best out of it in Sault Ste. Marie,
You know what? That's what everybody says. If you don't like winter, I get it. But if you try and go out into it and do stuff and be prepared and, bundle up and go for a cross-country ski, I, myself, would have a heart attack. But, then that's activity. I could just lay down in the snow and recover.
Snow angels or snow outline
devils.
Yeah. Snow devils. Like for me, my favorite part of winter I always look forward to are the outdoor rinks, the ODRs with the boys.
I was gonna say, do you still do that?
Oh my goodness, yes. But what's been killing me is like 2 weeks. These last 2 weeks have been so warm. It's all been above zero except for this stretch of absolute misery and storms. There's been no just like -1, -2 for a few days so the ice can be nice and smooth. No, it's been warm or miserable, don't go outside, tree branches are falling everywhere.
Yes.
So for January, please just be like -4, no wind, no snow, and sunny. I'll be happy. And sunny, that would be fantastic.
Do you do nighttime hockey games at all?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah? I mean, I think we've got the Anamac rink, we got the Merrifield rink. There's one out in Prince Township that's really nice. Love to go to that one. Yeah, they got a big grant out there. Nice enclosed area with a roof on top.
Stop it.
Yeah, really
Man,
nice.
you are so well connected in this community.
Don't look into it anymore because I like to keep it on the down low, so not too many people go. So.
What about the city rink, the trail?
I never went to that last year, but I thought that was such a smart decision.
Good,
it got so many people down there, and I love to see it. Being born and raised here, you just love to see people down doing things out.
Absolutely.
I loved it.
So I thought that was a great idea.
Are they doing it again this year?
Yeah, it was up and going, but then Jairus Patterson at CTV actually did a story, and it was full of puddles. So
it's just the crap.
But it'll come. You know what? It'll come.
It better come.
Yeah, it better. Who's coming up next?
We've got the March of Dimes coming up next. Tim did another interview, and we got that saved up for you. So don't go anywhere if you want to catch that. And it's coming on right after this.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to Mornings with Lou-Ann and Tim, and joining me now via Skype all the way from Toronto, it is Mary Lynn Stewart. Mary Lynn is the Executive Director of Fund Development for the March of Dimes. And Mary Lynn, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Thanks for joining us this morning. It is March of Dimes month. January is March of Dimes month, correct?
You got it.
So tell me all about what the March of Dimes does, a little bit about the history of the March of Dimes, first of all.
Sure. We are actually almost 70 years old.
Wow, you look great.
Many people remember March of Dimes. It was about the marching mothers stamping out polio.
Is that how it started?
That's how it started. And they, along with some wonderful government people and along with pharmaceutical people, actually found the cure for polio, the Salk vaccine.
I had no idea that was how the March of Dimes got started.
And you have to think that was before the days of social media. So the fact that these mothers went door to door and raised money with their dimes. And so it's a wonderful story. And then at that time, again, the cure for polio was found. So from that, March of Dimes has evolved into an organization that helps people of all physical disabilities. So we get people back to work. We modify vehicles and homes. We provide personal care. We have peer support groups. So it's whatever in your cycle when you've had a disability that you're looking to get back into your community, March of Dimes tries to be there. Presently, we're helping more than 75,000 people. A big focus for us for 2020 is after stroke. So again, it's that hospital to home piece that March of Dimes is really trying to help people to be that first point of contact after they've had a stroke. So gone from polio to stroke, all disabilities we try to help.
That's an incredible story. See, I just learned so much just right there. I have a question about children. Obviously, back when the mothers marched, it was for their children. Does the March of Dimes assist every age from children to adults, or
They do. We do. We actually have this is starting to tell the story of March of Dimes. So we actually have a program called Conductive Education, which is a program where we work one-on-one with children that have a disability. And it's trying to teach them very simple steps for independence. I always like to use the analogy, because for you and I to maybe hold a glass of water is not a big deal. But if you're a young person that has a disability, just walking or holding a glass of water can be huge. So the Conductive Education has been a program around since the 1940s. So it's working one-on-one. It's just working with that person through classes, through camp, give them those simple steps to have independence.
How does someone access the services that the March of Dimes offers? And I'm guessing also the March of Dimes probably works with partner organizations in different communities as well.
Depending upon the area, we do. And again, we never feel that we have all the answers. Like, we're all about partnership. I always encourage people, they can call our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-263-3463 is one way to find out. But also the website, just www.marchofdimes.ca. Our website is very content heavy, but it has a search engine, so you can punch in, I want to know about home modifications, or I want to know about vehicle modifications. It will lead you to the right part of the website. So there's a lot of good information there.
So I'm guessing that also if you're dealing with people who are post-stroke, that maybe there's affiliations with things like heart and stroke. Is that true as well? I mean,
there is, and again, it's always typical of our country, right? Depends on the geographical area. We have worked with them on a program called Linking Stroke Survivors that we've kind of evolved into a larger national program called Peers Fostering Hope. And I'm Mary Lynn that's had a stroke. I go to see Mel that's had a stroke. So it's that person-to-person experience that we try to provide. So right now we're going through rebranding and relooking at our service offerings, but 2020 to 2023, which sounds so wild to say, the big focus will be on after stroke, because literally 60,000 Canadians a year have a stroke. And the very scary thing about strokes right now is younger people that are having strokes, not just people like my mother's age, it's young people that are having strokes. So it's really going to change the landscape of people with disabilities. And just because that person will have that stroke, and how do they reintegrate into their life?
I have a question about people's eligibility for assistance from the March of Dimes. Is there a determination that is made by the March of Dimes if someone is eligible for assistance? For instance, does a person's income have to do with whether or not they're able to use the services that are provided by the March of Dimes?
It totally is. And because I always say the people that we serve are very resource challenged. And again, all that information is on the website, but it's based on your gross family income, right? And there are forms to go through, because some of these are programs that we operate for the Ontario government and the federal government. So again, all that information is on the website. But yes, we help people that are very resource challenged. We want to be there to help people get back to their life.
Fair enough.
Their community.
Now, as far as the resources go, as financial resources for the March of Dimes, I mean, your title is Fund Development, which I guess infers that I would infer that you are responsible for raising money for the March of Dimes. If there are people in the community in Algoma District or in Sault Ste. Marie who were interested in taking the March of Dimes on as a cause, how would they go about raising funds, and do you have any fundraising initiatives going on during the month of January, it being March of Dimes month?
We do. And because again, as we've just said, it's March of Dimes month. And so we have volunteers right now that are going door to door and asking Mary Lynn, would you give a donation? Or Mike, will you give a donation? So people want to get involved in that campaign. Again, they can go to the website at www.marchofdimes.ca and just look up community campaign or call our 1-800 number. So they can be a volunteer going door to door. They can do the online campaign, which a lot of people do through social media. And there's always local events to get involved too. So, I encourage people to literally look up community campaign, March of Dimes month. It's all there, and people can get involved in the coldest month of the year, but that's where we started, so we kept that as our month.
And oftentimes you'll come across businesses or even classrooms that are looking for a cause to support. So I hope that our viewers will consider March of Dimes as a cause to raise funds, for whom to raise funds. And so now let's talk a little bit about where the funds stay locally, or is there a national pool where the money is distributed across the country?
There's two ways to answer that question. Yes, there are local programs across Canada. That's really big with us. We are nationally based, but depending on where the money is raised, it does go right back into the local community. Okay, that's excellent. So, Mary Lynn, I just want to thank you very much for taking your time to join us this morning. And after this brand new year, I hope that 2020? How are we going to say this? 2020. How are we going to say this? 2020. I hope it ends up being a great year for you and for the March of Dimes, and best of luck for March of Dimes month in January. All right. Well, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you. Thanks, Mary Lynn. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you very much, Mary Lynn, for joining us to celebrate the beginning of March of Dimes month in January. And we'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
Mr. Alex Barr, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it.
I got my Christmas wish. I got to hang out with Lou for the morning show.
That and a chunk of coal made his whole day.
And that's the first episode of a new decade.
Right?
Wow, it's only downhill from here.
It's only uphill. I mean, downhill from here.
Well,
Absolutely.
I mean, Tim's back on tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
he's back tomorrow.
That's a good way to keep the ball rolling,
keep the
I
ball
think.
Going. Right. He's going to try and fill your shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks again, Alex.
I think he'll do that perfectly well if I know Tim.
And thanks to KC Security. Bye.